What's up, everyone? My name is Eli. I'm one of the leaders of the Identity 5 Community League for NAEU. And today I'm going to go ahead and go over some information with you that you need to know for this season of the league, which actually begins tomorrow, August 14th and August 15th. If you're watching this from somewhere else in the world, it might already be tomorrow, August 14th, but it is currently August 13th for me. So August 14th and 15th will be the official week one of the NAEU ICL. And just like last season, we're gonna have this exact same, two divisions that we did before. We're gonna have Division A and Division B, and the teams for Division A will be Legacy, Last Cipher, Arachna, Apple Pie, and Team Tickle. For Division B, it's going to be Fusion, Our Memory, WLR, XQ, and Vendetta. So around the same 10 teams that we did, or not the same 10 teams, but the same amount of teams, which is 10, as we did in last season. And we're going to have 5 in each division, just like we did again in last season. First matches will begin again Saturday and Sunday, August 14th and 15th. The teams playing in this first weekend will be Legacy versus Apple Pie and Team Tickle versus Last Cipher. Those will be the Saturday matches, and for Sunday we have Fusion versus Our Memory and Vendetta versus WLR. Just like last season, we're going to go ahead and have a bye system where each team will have 1 week where they don't have to play, which is a bye weekend is what I like to call it. So they can, practice, rest up, study other teams, and, just have a little break. They can have 1 weekend off. So for Saturday, Division A, Arachna will have the week off, and Sunday, XQ will have the week off. And that's what we're going to go ahead and go with for this first weekend. And then those teams, of course, will be competing in the next weekend. Matches will begin 30 minutes after rank, which is 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. For those of you who don't live in either of those time zones, you're going to have to translate it to your own time zone. Apologies, but I can't, give every single time zone in the entire world, or that might take a while, and we're not trying to be here for too long. So keep that in mind. Division A will play Saturday. Division B will play Sundays. Now, something to point out was we are going to be using the new band system. For those of you who don't know how that works, is you will have 2 bands essentially as a hunter. It's going to be a little bit different than what you're used to, though. So the old band system is essentially round 1, for example. One team would ban 1 survivor, and that would be it. The hunter would ban 1 survivor, and that's it. But now what's going to happen is the hunter will ban 1 survivor. The survivors will then lock in 2 survivors, and then the hunter will ban 1 more. So they essentially get 2 bans in the first round. However, the survivors do get to lock 2 that the hunter cannot ban, and those survivors will therefore use that round. And then looking at a round 2, for example, situation, for those of you who don't know, is the hunter would ban 2 survivors. The survivors would then ban 1 hunter, like how it normally goes. And then the survivors would lock 2 again, and the hunter would ban 1 more. Simple as that. And it goes on the same thing for round 3, except an extra survivor and extra hunter ban. So that's how that new ban system will work. That's used over in China IVL. That's used in Japan. It's used everywhere now. So because tournaments can be, you might ask why, tournaments can be very survivor-sided sometimes. So for those of you who never played in a tournament, you may think, oh my god, this game is so hunter-sided, I never win a survivor in rank. Well, that's probably because you get bad randoms, which I understand. I get them as well. But how the system works, again, is it supports hunters because tournament is very survivor-sided. And there you go. Okay. Best of 3. This is pretty obvious. This is just like any other tournament. It's going to be Call of Abyss rules and China IVL rules, very similar to that. Best of 3. Winners determined by the most rounds won. It's by rounds, not points. It will only be determined by points if the rounds end in ties. So to give an example of rounds, let's take Legacy versus Apple Pie, for example. Let's say Legacy wins round 1, Apple Pie wins round 2, Legacy wins round 3. Legacy would therefore win because they won more rounds. Let's take an example, though, if they tied those 2 teams, they tied all 3 rounds, right? They tied all 3 rounds, and then they'd also be tied up in points because each round was a tie, right? So if the rounds are tied and the points are tied, then we go to a 4th round. If the rounds are, if it's like Legacy wins round 1, Apple Pie wins round 2, and then it's a tie round 3, but Apple Pie won by more points in round 2 than Legacy won in round 1, then Apple Pie would win because you go for points. But if all the rounds are tied up and the points are the same, then we go to a 4th round tiebreaker. The winner of that 4th round will therefore be the winner. If the 4th round is also a tie, it is whichever team's survivors escape the fastest. That team will be the winner overall after that. So that's how that works. Okay, we're gonna have 5 weeks of regular season competition and 2 weeks of playoffs. How that's gonna work is the 5 weeks for the season will be every team plays every other team in the division one time, and the teams with the three best records in each division will make the playoffs. So the first, second, and third place team in Division A will make the playoffs, and the first, second, and third place team in Division B will make the playoffs after 5 weeks of competition. It will be a top six double elimination playoffs. It is the same system used over in China IVL. They use it for previous IVL. I don't know if they used it in the most recent one. They probably did. I didn't pay attention well enough, unfortunately, but it will be a top six double elimination playoff for competing for first place. The third place teams that make it in each division will begin in the losers bracket, and the first and second place team in each division will begin in the winners bracket. And it will be best of three for all of those rounds, except for the finals, which is best of five. Yeah. So again, third place team in each division, Division A and Division B, will be in the losers bracket. First and second place teams will be in the winners bracket, and then fourth and fifth place teams will no longer be in the competition after the 5 weeks, unfortunately. A little bit of extra information here. New Hunter NAEU will be allowed in ICL for this season. Chinatown will not be allowed in ICL. It was not allowed. It was not used over in China IVL, so it's not going to be used here. But yeah, New Hunter NAEU is allowed. So if you guys are excited to see that, these are 10 of the best teams, not exactly the 10 best, but 10 of the best teams in NAEU here competing for first place. And if you see some NAEU, it's going to be some high-level NAEU gameplay and very good competition. So we may see that come up here in ICL because she is allowed. Finally, patient and psychologist are not allowed during the first 5 weeks of the regular season. They may be allowed for playoffs. We have not decided yet. If they are, we will let you guys know. If you guys want information about updates like that, don't forget to check out the Discord link in the video description below. That would take you to the ICL Discord in which you can view those things. Apologies for the notifications. Yeah, you will be able to see those things and get updates from that. So don't forget to watch out for that. If you are not a part of the Discord server, go ahead and check that out. But yeah, patient and psychologist will only be allowed, will not be allowed in the first 5 weeks of regular season, possibly for playoffs. Again, we'll let you guys know. So yeah, first weekend of competition begins tomorrow. I'm very excited. I'm sure you guys are as well. I'm really looking forward to this. August 14th, August 15th, 30 minutes after rank sessions. And it will all be streamed to this channel, to the ICL channel. We have a lot of the same commentators, myself, Dazamu, who you guys are a very big fan of. I know you love to watch her as well. Music Man will be back a little bit as well. And we'll also be adding Mikitsun, who is a newer commentator, to the staff of commentators here for ICL. So very excited. I'm sure you guys are as well. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.